what's happening, guys? In a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly, Mark Webb spoke as to what exactly Peter is going to go through in The Amazing Spider-Man 3, the consequences of losing Gwen, and more. Mark Webb explained that being a hero will always require some sacrifices. Quote, "It's about trying to do good, and by virtue of trying to do good, bad things happen. Spider-Man is saving people and the world, but it's at his own expense." Mark Webb also talked about the loss of not only Gwen Stacy but also Emma Stone in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. Quote, "I'm utterly aware of the consequences for us. Emma is beloved, and that relationship is the heart of these movies. But that's also why we couldn't shy away from that. It has to have impact. It has to shock you. It has to be devastating. Anything else would be undermining the truth of it." That being said, of course, by killing Gwen Stacy, Mark Webb also got rid of Emma Stone. Even though she'll probably be back in the flashback sequences in The Amazing Spider-Man 3, still, it's not Peter and Gwen Stacy anymore. It's not Andrew and Emma anymore in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. And that was one of the best things about this franchise, the relationship between Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy. One of the highlights in Mark Webb's Spider-Man, so getting rid of that might be tough to find something else there that might actually top their relationship as the highlight of the actual film. Plus, Mary Jane Watson, it's going to be really tough for the future actress who will portray Mary Jane to make at least as good relationship with Peter Parker as was portrayed by Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. And finally, Mark Webb reveals how the loss of Gwen Stacy will directly affect the plot of The Amazing Spider-Man 3. Quote, "It's going to be really difficult for Peter Parker to move forward. But that's the challenge of it. How do you recover from that? That's going to play out in the next movie. Peter is probably going to see her everywhere, just like he did with Captain Stacy in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's a tragedy, it's what made Peter Parker basically Peter Parker. Definitely The Amazing Spider-Man 3 is going to focus on Peter Parker trying to recover from loss of Gwen Stacy, but he doesn't really have much time to recover. As we know by now, the villains for The Amazing Spider-Man 3 are pretty much confirmed now. There are quite a few of them, and Peter is going to face all of them despite his recovering and despite his depression after losing Gwen Stacy. In my opinion, that's a perfect time to introduce Symbiote, the black costume, since it would certainly have an interest to possess Peter Parker considering his current state of depression. And who wouldn't like to see Peter Parker fighting all the villains wearing a black suit, aka a spectacular Spider-Man? Anyway, let me know what you guys think, check out the full interview down below, and I'm off for now.